Now today we will be starting with the level 2 questions of the chapter heat, and tomorrow we will be doing the subjective questions of it. Fine. So that is what we are doing. A chapter I am explaining you, then level 1 question, level 2 question, then subjective part, so that you will be thorough with all the parts, maybe be it subjective, be it objective. All right. I'll just tell you where you can find the PDF. Open the WISE app. In the WISE app, open the resources. Once you open the resources, there you will be finding the PDF with the name Heat Foundation. Open the WISE app. In the WISE app, under the resources tab, there you will be finding the Heat chapter PDF. Have you got it?
Mom, I've actually already checked it, like all.
Okay,
So
that's great. That's great. Okay, okay, all right. So open that, and there you'll be finding the level 2 questions. Okay, so Kritvik, shall we start level 2 now today?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so question number 31 to 40, you will be doing it, and then we will be discussing the answers of those. So start solving those.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Anubhav. How are you?
I'm not so fine, ma'am.
What happened, Anubhav?
Ma'am, from 4 days I am not feeling well, and I have, ma'am.
Okay. So have you taken the medicine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that is the reason you have not attended the All India Test Series.
Yes, ma'am.
But keep in mind, Anubhav, to attend it, because you are getting the certificate, right? Rank 1, rank 2, you're getting it. If you somewhere do not attempt it, so might be your overall score will go down, right? And then you will not be able to get the cash prize. Okay, so do attend it.
Okay, ma'am.
And Manasvi, you can also register for the All India Test Series. It is like good thing, and syllabus is given every week. It will be helpful for you.
Yes, ma'am. The heat chapter, there's like many, and it's saying unsupported fire.
No, you have to just wait for a minute or second there. It will be getting open. With the name, I think Heat Foundation. Let me check the correct name. The correct name is Heat Foundation .pdf.
Yes, ma'am. I got it.
So there, when you open, just wait for a minute. The file will get open, and then you can see level 1. Then after few pages, you can see the level 2, and level 2 we are going to do question number 31 onwards.
Okay, ma'am.
Ritvik, turn on your video.
Mom, we have to write the question too, right?
No. Just answer.
Okay, Mom.
Mom, done till 40.
Okay. Manasvi, on which number?
Mom, I'm in 36.
Okay. So Kritvik, let us wait for a few more minutes and then we will be discussing the answers.
Yes.
Anubhav, what about you? Are you doing or are you taking rest?
I'm taking rest.
Okay.
Mom, I will listen to the class.
Okay, Anubhav. Okay, now we'll start. Kritvik, we'll be starting with you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll share the screen. Let me share the screen first.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead, read the question and say the answer.
It's aluminium is a better conductor of heat than lead. This so because, ma'am, I think it's option B.
Option
Aluminium.
B. Okay, just 1 minute. You are saying it is option B.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Manasvi, what about your answer?
Ma'am, even I've written the same thing. Aluminium has a higher heat capacity than wood.
Okay, okay. So in that case, both of you are wrong. The correct answer is C. Aluminum has more free electrons than wood. Now, I'll tell you one thing, one point here. What happens, whatever the material we are talking about, if they are good conductor of heat, then definitely what do they have? They have free electrons. And due to presence of this free electrons only, what do they become? They become the better conductor of heat. All right. So if whatever the material we are taking, if they are good conductor, then they should have the good number of free electrons. And when we talk about the aluminum, they have a good number of free of electrons, and that is the reason they are the better conductor of heat. So the correct answer is C. Now, Manasvi, you should read question number 32 and give the answer.
Question number 32. Which of the following statements about radiation is or are true? My answer, I think it's B. Radiation can pass, B, 2 and 3 only.
Okay, this is Manasvi's answer. What about Kritvik, according to you?
Ma'am, it's D. 1, 2, and 3.
Correct. So the correct answer is 1, 2, and 3. So in the question they have said, which of the following statement about radiation? So they are talking about the radiation is or are true. Now, when we talk about the radiation, all these statements, whatever are given, are true. So radiation can pass through the solids, radiation can pass through the liquid, and radiation can pass through the gases as well. So in all the three states, the radiation can pass through. Like if I talk about the solids, like you have the microwave, right? From the microwave oven, when you're keeping some solid substance inside the microwave oven, so what happened? The radiation of heat goes inside that food item and it becomes hot, right? So likewise you have the liquids also, likewise you have the gases also, which works on the radiation concept. Kritvik, question number 33 now.
A dog pants with its tongue sticking out on a hot day. The reason is, ma'am, I think it's B. Producing more saliva cools down the body temperature.
Okay, they have said in the question, a dog pants with its tongue sticking out on a hot day. The reason is saliva vaporizes, cooling the tongue. So what happened? The saliva will start releasing what? Vapors. Since the saliva is a form of water or is a form of liquid and all, what do? They start releasing into the atmosphere, and because of which the tongue will become cool. So you might have studied about the transpiration, right, in your bio part. So what happened in the transpiration? The plant will be losing, the leaves will be losing the water, right? Same way, when the leaf loses the water, what happened? The plants get cooled down easily. Same way, when the saliva is being evaporated from the tongue, what happens? The tongue will get cooled down. That is the reason this process happens. Manasvi, question number 34.
34. What is a greenhouse gas? B. Gases that trap heat in the atmosphere.
Correct. Good. So greenhouse gases, basically, they are the gases. They will be trapping the heat in the atmosphere. Kritvik, question number 35.
Container A and container B are filled with equal amount of the temperature of the water in the containers is measured with the temperature thermometer, sometime meter. It is observed that container A has a much lower temperature than container B. What are the possible reasons? Now I think it's C, 2 or 3.
Oh, okay. According to Kritvik, it is C. Manasvi, what according to you, the answer is?
B, 1 and 3 only.
Correct. So Manasvi is correct this time. So in the question, they have stated that two containers are there. They are filled with equal amount of boiling water. So in both the A and B container, what do they have? They have the equal amount of boiling water. And the temperature of water in the container is measured with a thermometer sometime later. So after some time, what they did, they have measured the temperature with the help of a thermometer. Now they have observed that container A has a much lower temperature. So if we talk about much lower temperature, it means somewhere it is cool in nature. Then container B. Now A is somewhere cool, whereas B is somewhere little hot as compared to the A container. Now, what are the possible reason for this statement? That why A is cool and the B is little hotter? They have given three statements there. Container A is black and container B is silver. Container A has a lid and container B is not covered. Then third one, container A is made up of steel and container B is made up of clay. So container A is black and container B is silver. That is the reason it is so. Apart from that, container A is made up of steel and container B is made up of clay. So that is the reason they have mentioned. Question number 36. I think Manasvi has to go for it.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Which of the given statements is true? A, sea breeze happens during nighttime when the sea is cooler than the land.
Great. So correct answer is C only. Oh, you have said A or C?
C.
Correct. If it is C, correct. So land breeze happens during night time when the land is cooler than the sea. Correct. With question number 37.
When a solid melts, the temperature remains constant even though heat is being supplied because then it's A.
Correct. So whenever a solid will melt, the temperature will remain constant. Constant means same. Even though heat is being supplied because the heat is being used to break up the intermolecular bonds. So I'll tell you something about the bonds basically. When we talk about the chemistry, there are certain bonds. Bonds, when we talk about bonds, they are the connections. Like generally, if I say a bond of a father and mother, a bond of a sister and brother. So like this bond means a connection. So in the chemistry, what do we have? We have a bonds between the different kinds of the atoms or the molecules or the elements. So like if I talk about the types of bond, there are three bonds. Three types of bonds are there. Just a minute. Single bond, double bond, triple bond. So this one is called as single bond. This one is called as double bond. And the last one is called as triple bond. Now in the statement, they have said that the heat is being used to break up the intermolecular bond. Intermolecular bond means, like for example, now maybe they have CH4, okay? They have CH4. Now they are heating up the CH4. When they heat up the CH4, what happened? They have a bond in between. So this carbon is connected with what? Hydrogen atom. So you can see in the center, what is there? Carbon is there. And then surrounding the carbon are the four molecules of the hydrogen. Now, how this carbon and hydrogen, they are connected together? They are connected with the, what is there in between? They are called as the bond. Fine. In between the carbon and the hydrogen, they have the bond. Now, when we start heating this CH4, immediately what happened? All these bonds will break down. And that is the reason that they get heated up. All right. So that is what the bonds are. Now, if we talk about single bond, double bond, triple bond, in the single, only one single connection will be there. In the double, two lines we have to draw. And in the triple one, three lines we need to draw. Now, out of this single, double, and triple, this triple is the most strongest bond. It is very, very difficult to break the triple bond. And most of the chemicals have the single bond, which can be break down easily. Either we can heat them, either we can freeze them. They can break down easily. But this triple bond takes lot of time, lot of energy to break down. So that is what the bonds are. They are basically the link or the connection between two different atoms. So any atom, whatever, like if I talk about CO2, carbon dioxide. So this CO2 also has what? C and two O's. So they are also connected by a bond. Now, when we start heating up the CO2 gas, they also get break down into carbon and oxygen. All right. So that is what the bonds are. Question number 38.
On a cold day, it is hard to open the lid of a tight container. But when you gently heat the neck, you can easily open the lid. Why? The answer is B. On heating, lid expands more than the neck and thus slides easily.
Correct. Good. So during the cold day, you might have seen that it is difficult to open the lid of a container. It becomes so tight. So when you gently start heating the neck of it, you can open it easily. Why is it so? So why it is? It is because when heating, what happens? The lid will start expanding, and more than the neck of that container will expand, and they start opening, and they slide easily. So the lid will be made of the metal, and because of that, the heat will be traveling faster and they start expanding more than the glass container. Question number 39, Pratvik.
Which point on the given graph shows that a substance is beginning to boil? I think it's B.
B. No. Any other answer?
Mom, I haven't actually understood this question.
Okay. So here what they have said is which point on the given graph shows that the substance is beginning to boil.
Ma'am, can
Now
I
when
do?
we yeah, Anubhav?
Ma'am, I think it is option C.
Okay, it is correct. Option C, but why it is C? It means you are talking about D, right? D point. But why it is D?
Ma'am, because it has crossed the 100 degrees Celsius, which is the boiling point of water.
Excellent, excellent, Anubhav. Very good. So, children, what happens is when we talk about the boiling point is what? 100 degree, right? Now, if you see here, if you see this at this 100 degree, you can't find any number here. But at this D point, you can see that 150 has come. That is why the reason answer is the D. Okay. If I talk about B, it is 75 degree, which is wrong. Again, the C is 75 degree, which is wrong. Now, coming to the D, it is a correct answer because the temperature has gone beyond the 100 degrees Celsius. So if here instead of 150, if they could have marked on the 125, then also the answer would be D. So anything after 100 degree will be the answer of it. That will be the boiling point of it. All right, understood, Manasvi, Kritvik?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Now the last question number 40. Manasvi.
When some liquid evaporates, the average speed of the remaining molecule will decrease because the more energetic molecules have left.
Correct. Right. So when we are evaporating the liquid, the speed of the remaining molecules will be decreasing because they will be getting the more energetic molecules left out. So whatever the energetic molecules will be there, they will be leaving, and the less will be at the behind, and that is why they will start decreasing the speed of it. Okay, now start doing question number 41 to 50.
I'm done with 50 questions.
Okay, okay, Manasvi. We'll wait for Kritvik also.
Then
Kritvik, which question number?
I'm done, ma'am.
Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me share the screen then. Okay, we'll start from question number 41. Yes, Kritvik, go ahead.
Cooling always accompanies evaporation because, ma'am, I think it's option A.
Cooling always accompanies evaporation because the more energetic liquid the molecules leave the liquid. So whosoever the molecules will be there, the energetic molecules will be leaving the liquid. Why so? Because due to evaporation, temperature of the liquid drops or decreases and they become cooler. So the more evaporation will be there, the decrease in the temperature will be there, and if decrease in temperature will be there, then it becomes more cooler. So that is why the answer is B. Question number 42, Manasvi.
Um, a pot, 1 second, ma'am. A pot full of water is put to boil on the stove. Which of the following graphs show the correct change in temperature over time? A.
Yeah, correct. A. So what is happening in this graph? They have said that they have to put the pot of water to the boil, and once they started the boil, this was the graph. It was increasing, and after some time, all the molecules became constant. So once they have become constant, the graph also has become constant. Whereas in this, what is happening? It is going down. The graph is going down. It means some of the molecules are not heated up at all. Whereas in this, again, either
It's
they are heated up. Yeah, and here also this is like a very very different scenario where you cannot identify whether they are heated up or whether they are slowed down, whether they are increased temperature or decreased temperature. So if something we are going to boil, then definitely all the molecules should come into the equilibrium state, and there in this graph we have the equilibrium state or the constant state. Yeah, Kritvik, question number 43.
Amit found that glass P was stuck inside on the glass cube. What could he do to separate the two glasses? Ma'am, I think it's option B.
B or D?
B for book.
No, it is D. So what happened? The glass P was stuck inside the glass Q. Now what he should do? He should pour cold water into glass P and put glass Q in the hot water. So as soon as when he do this, what happened? The glass will get separated. So the expansion will be there. Just now we have studied about the expansion, right? So if the P should have the cold water and the Q should have the hot water, and because of which what happened, the expansion will happen, and easily he will be able to take the glass P out of the Q glass. Question number 44, Manasvi.
Two blocks of ice, when pressed together, join to form one block. This happens because melting point rises with pressure. A.
Okay, so two blocks of ice, when pressed together, they join to form one block. This happens because melting point rises with the pressure. Question number 45, Kritvik.
There is a hole in the middle of a copper plate. When heating the plate, the diameter of hole would then A.
Yeah.
Always equal.
So in the middle of the copper plate, there is a hole. So when we heat the plate, the diameter of the hole will always increases because of the expansion of it. Question number 46, Manasvi.
In which of the following process convection does not take place primarily? D. Warming of glass of bulb due to filament.
Correct. So we know that convection will be taking only in the liquid or the gas. So when we talk about warming of glass of bulb due to filament, it is not the convection process. Question number 47, Kritvik.
Large houses are cooler in summer and warmer in winter because mud is a bad conductor of heat.
Correct. Since mud is a bad conductor of heat, that is why they are cooler in summer and warmer in winter. Question number 48, Manasvi.
Which device is used in iron press to control temperature? I didn't understand this.
So we have iron, right, to press the clothes and all. So what kind of device is fixed inside the iron so as to control the temperature? You might have seen, like suppose this is the iron, you might have seen in the center, there will be a kind of switch or there will be a kind of button where you can just increase the temperature or you can decrease the temperature. Increase or decrease the temperature means you can either reduce the heatness of that, either you can increase the heatness of that. And this is possible, this phenomena of heating or decreasing heating or increasing heating, it depends on a device called as thermostat. So thermostat is basically, it is used to regulate or to control the temperature of the iron press. So inside the iron press, what will be there? There will be thermostat, which will be controlling the temperature of that iron press. Question number 49, Kritvik.
Heating a substance, which of the following physical quantity changes? I think it's B. Both A and
Correct.
C.
It is correct. Both A and C. So both density will be changing and the volume will be changing if we are heating a substance. And the last question, Manasvi.
Cooling of a motor car is done by convection. B.
Correct. So through the convection process, what will be done? The cooling of a motor car is done through that process. So we are done with the level 1 question. We are done with the level 2 question. So and coming Sunday, we are going to have the objective test. The chapter heat objective test will be there, okay? In the coming Sunday's test, chapter heat objective test will be there. And then next Sunday, we will have the subjective test of chapter heat on Sunday. Fine. And for tomorrow's class, we will go ahead with the subjective part of this chapter so that we can just wind up tomorrow this chapter. All right, children?
Yes.
Any other thing, any other doubt you want to ask?
No, ma'am.
So after this, what chapter you want me to start with? We are done with heat, electricity we are done with. Then respiration we are done with. So now which chapter do you want me to start with?
Ma'am, is it possible to do circulation?
Means
Circulatory system.
it means transportation in plants and animals, right?
No, ma'am, it's not that.
The heart topic.
Yeah.
Structure of heart, right?
Yes.
So that comes under transportation only. So no issues, we'll do that. So in that case, we will do the transportation chapter. I think children, we are not done with that chapter, right? I think we have not done it. So no issues. We'll start transportation in plants and animals chapter, wherein you will be studying about how does the blood circulate in our body and how does the blood circulate in other few animals. All right. So we'll be starting that next week. Tomorrow we'll be winding up first from the heat chapter. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, children, then we'll meet you tomorrow.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.